Number 4. Put your will into things. Nietzsche teaches us, those who don't know how to put their will into things, at least put a meaning into them. That is, they have faith that a will is already in things. Nietzsche strongly attacked everything that meant to give people so-called peace of mind. The untrue stories, the promise of fake paradise if people obey certain rituals. One example is religion. Nietzsche noted that religion often declared people free in order that they be judged for their sins, and so believed this kind of freedom to be illusory, as it has more to do with responsibility and less to do with a real willpower to accomplish things. Nietzsche distanced himself from such worldviews like religion, which in his mind uses faith in order to keep people in check and thus controlling them. He tried to find a new type of freedom, which is a freedom from any repressive system such as political or religious systems. Nietzsche learned to put his will into things. He created his own values after a total reconsideration of all values, thus achieving an extraordinary level of mastery in philosophy. Following his example, we can also learn to detach ourselves from what keeps us captive, or what makes us act from a belief in untrue stories. This doesn't necessarily mean religion. There can be a variety of secondary beliefs. It can mean beliefs like good always trumps evil. There's a reason for everything. Humans have a soul who will survive the death of the body, or that everyone has a soulmate. For example, if you believe that good always trumps evil, and you are in a situation in which something terrible has been done to you, such as your diamonds being stolen, you might choose to forget about it, trusting that there is an invisible God who's watching over you and who will deliver justice in the end, punishing the criminal. But if you don't let this belief blind you, then you would immediately report the theft to the police, using any legal means to make justice for yourself. These kinds of beliefs may provide peace of mind to some, but this doesn't necessarily make them true. We can choose to believe in them, but we should not act based on them. First, we need to learn to put our will into things, to face the reality in front of us as it is, the good and the bad. Our actions and thoughts must be based on reality if we want to create an extraordinary life for ourselves. Number 5. Love your destiny. In the words of Nietzsche, my formula for greatness in a human being is amor fati, that one wants nothing to be different. Not forward, not backward, not in all eternity, not merely bear what is necessary, still less conceal it, but love it. Amor fati, translated as love for one's fate, revolves around accepting your own destiny with open arms. Nietzsche didn't believe in the concept of free will, but he believed in a will of reaffirming life as it is. Loving your destiny doesn't mean to live a passive life, accepting anything done to you. It means to look at your existence with a deep understanding and a deep acceptance. It means the will to relive your life, the same life, over and over again. It means to allow yourself to manifest in life your true free being. It means to follow your passions and live a life in accordance with your personality. We're not free to choose which country we're born into which family, or what colour of skin we have, or how intelligent we are. But we are free to feel good in our skin, to accept reality as it is, and to make the best of everything life gives us. The more we love who we are and our destiny, with the good and bad, the more aware of life we become, the more fully we experience it. Many of us spend most of our time worrying about our future or lamenting over our past, over all the things we did wrong that could have been corrected. Lamenting over our inadequacies and shortcomings can send us into stress and depression. You need to accept that things are not always rosy, to accept death and sorrow as a part of life, to accept that you are not always a winner, that the purpose of your life is not your happiness. We should engage in physical activities such as walking, which allows our brains to think in a natural way, allowing for mental growth. In this way, who knows, some extraordinary ideas for a new business might pop up in our minds, transforming our lives completely. For example, if you ever feel stuck in your work, or you're confronted with a relationship crisis, get outside, take a walk to the nearest park, refresh your mind, ponder over your possibilities, consider every side, think about your priorities and dreams in life, and then come home having a fresh perspective from where you can make much better decisions. You can never know how much you can learn from a peaceful tree moving its leaves in the wind, standing tall and grounded, or from seeing how small your problems are compared to the spectacle of nature. If you're an intellectual with high mental activity like Nietzsche, you might need to walk a few miles to let your thoughts run wildly, to catch them in their run, in order to reach new, extraordinary insights. Number 9. Be pragmatic. Nietzsche says, ultimately, no one can hear in things, books included, more than he already knows. If you have no access to something from experience, you will have no ear for it. Nietzsche emphasizes learning from experience. He says experience is the best teacher. If you are a rigid person, immersed in theoretical learning, you will never really develop on a personal level. Nietzsche suggests you should live your life in such a way that you test each idea on the experiential level. Also, it's not enough to identify the problems. You have to find solutions for these problems as well. And solutions cannot be found without testing them in the real world. Finding solutions for human problems should be the fundamental responsibility of any branch of knowledge. In philosophy, Nietzsche uncovers a lot of shocking truths, which he reached by inspecting reality in depth, immersing himself in human psychology, and bringing his precious findings to the surface. Being pragmatic means to reach solutions to your problems through testing, through first-hand experience. This teaching can be applied by anyone, no matter how theoretical the activity is, even if you're a mathematician. For example, if you encounter a very difficult math problem and classical methods don't seem to work, you may want to try testing different strategies to approach the problem from different angles and see which one gives the right result. To have extraordinary achievements in your life, you need to be pragmatic. Test different strategies, evaluate them, see which one is more efficient or which one leads you to new discoveries. Number 10. Be a dynamite. In our final quote from Nietzsche, he simply says, "I am not a man. I am dynamite." Nietzsche's philosophy focuses heavily on the idea of the Übermensch, or superhuman, a hypothetical, extraordinary human being with psychologically superior qualities. Nietzsche was without doubt a dynamite, claiming a total reconsideration of all values, paving the way for a future superhuman. In his view, we humans are bridges to these extraordinary qualities of human beings, and by being a dynamite, Nietzsche was a great enhancer of human cultural evolution towards such a superhuman being. Although few of us can become such intellectual dynamites as Nietzsche was, we can still try to model his example in our lives. For example, at the workplace, we can analyze the rules by which our organization and team is measured and suggest completely new ones which can make the work much more efficient. We can also be a dynamite through solitary work, building a business in our garage from scratch. No matter how small the scale on which we operate, we can revolutionize old ways of thinking and working, or put into question the customs and traditions by which human relationships function. Of course, being unconventional, revolutionary, or extraordinary comes with a price. However, it's still worth it if the community in which we live will benefit from it, or even the world at large, or even the world at large. So if you enjoyed this video, please do make sure to check out the full Philosophies for Life channel, and for more videos to help you find success and happiness using ancient philosophical wisdom, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.